This is the latest space weather forecast. Earth enters stream of particles. Space weather tells us a new cycle sunspot is forming, and today the new sunspot is emerging in the sun's southern hemisphere. Its magnetic polarity identifies it as a member of solar cycle 25. That's where we're in now, the solar minimum. It's the long-awaited next solar cycle. Although solar activity remains low, this new cycle spot continues the recent trend of intensifying solar cycle 25 sunspot formation. Apparently, solar minimum won't last forever. There is a solar wind, and it sparks auroras and ground currents. The solar wind stream is hitting the Earth's magnetic field. It started yesterday, and the stream's arrival, as expected, its power was not expected though, with wind speeds now at around 600 kilometers per second. It's actually 565.9 kilometers per second, density 1.6 protons per cubic centimeter. 6-hour X-ray solar flares B1 from sunspot 1837 UT will be here today, and in the next 24 hours, B1 again today. So the solar wind spark auroras and ground currents. As the solar wind is streaming, hitting Earth's magnetic field started yesterday. The stream's arrival is expected now, but power was not. Wind speed 600 kilometers per second, that's the fastest of the year so far. The first contact with the gaseous material produced outbursts of northern lights over Finland. Photographer Alexander Kuznetsov says the sky just exploded with all different colors. In Norway, citizen scientist Robert Stams of Lofoten's Polar Light Center was surprised when his magnetometer suddenly went crazy. He said this evening around 2035 UTC, the magnetic, that was February 6th of course, the magnetic shock wave registered on my instrument says there were also strong surge of electrical current through the ground outside. Locally, we experienced a geomagnetic storm of magnitude K6. The solar wind stream causing this action is flowing from a southern hole in the sun's atmosphere, and it could continue to buffet Earth's magnetic field for another 24 hours, sparking more auroras, Arctic auroras, northern lights that is, today and tomorrow. Now, Earth, as we know, has entered the stream of solar particles from the sun, and which could have consequences for our planet. Space weather forecasts announced our planet orbit has entered the solar stream of these particles from the sun, and they're currently bombarding our Earth. It could lead to auroras, and as we said, we already have people awaiting them in the northern hemisphere. Cosmic forecasting website Space Weather says, as they said, predicted Earth is entering the solar wind stream yesterday, today, tomorrow. It's a minor stream, so geomagnetic storms are not expected. Nevertheless, Arctic sky watchers may have the opportunity to witness beautiful auroras for the next 24 hours. Auroras, which are of course the northern lights. There's also the southern lights in the South Pole. The aurora australis are caused when solar particles hit the Earth's atmosphere. And as the magnetosphere gets bombarded by these solar winds, we see stunning blue lights appearing at the poles. Actually, I was also lucky enough to witness aurora borealis, northern lights, when I used to live in Montreal. It was during the winter. We were coming back from a friend's house very late at night, and I was 12 years old, and I was very lucky to. There's no noise whatsoever. Very silent, very still. Snow everywhere outside. You could imagine it was a curtain of shimmering colors. It's not blue or green. It's all colors of the rainbow shimmering above our heads. It was just wonderful to see. It was really mystical and out of this world. But researchers also note concerning this, the consequences of a solar storm in space weather can, of course, extend beyond northern and southern lights. The Earth's magnetic field, for the most part, protects us from the barrage of radiation coming from sunspots. But solar storms can affect satellite technology. Solar winds can heat the Earth's outer atmosphere, causing it to expand. This can affect satellites in orbit, and it could lead to the lack of or skewing of GPS navigation and mobile phone signals, satellite TV antennas, and the like. And also, the surge of particles can lead to high currents in the magnetosphere, which can lead to higher than normal activity, as our friend from Norway told us that he had the spike outside. Now, resulting in, of course, electrical transformers and power stations. If that happens over their area, they can lose power. Rarely does an event such as this so happen. The biggest technology-crippling solar storm came in 1859. That was known as the Carrington event, and it was so strong that telephone systems went down across Europe. There were also reports that some buildings were set on fire, resulting from the electricity surge. But a recent study found that these solar storms should happen every 25 years on average, meaning we are well overdue. Now, the research from University of Warwick in England and the British Antarctic Survey analyzed the last 14 solar cycles dating back to 150 years, and their analysis shows that severe magnetic storms occurred in 42 out of the last 150 years, and great superstorms occur in 6 years out of 150. Researchers said that if it had hit Earth, it could have downed technology on our planet. The lead professor, Sandra Chapman, University of Warwick Center for Fusion Space and Astrophysics, said, "These superstorms are rare events, but estimating their chance of occurrence is an important part of planning the level of mitigation needed to protect critical national infrastructure." The research proposed a new method to approach historical data to provide a better picture of the chance of occurrence of superstorms and what superstorm activity we're likely to see in the future. This is what Sean Martin, Express UK, says. Now, we also have All-Sky Fireball Network from Space Weather. NASA All-Sky cameras scan the skies over the United States for meteoric fireballs. And automated software then maintained NASA's Meteoroid Environment Office calculates their orbits, their speed and penetration into Earth's atmosphere, and other characteristics on a daily basis, and they're presented here on Space Weather. And today, the network saw only 7 fireballs. They also have a chart with near-Earth asteroids. February 7 today, there were 2018 potentially hazardous asteroids. The next one should be, they said February 7th, distance of 16.8 lunar distances, velocity of 13.4 kilometers per second, diameter is about 100 feet across, and the one tomorrow is only 6.6 lunar distances. That's even smaller, a little bit smaller. Then we have one February 8th, February 9th, 10, 10, 12, 12, but they're all the one that's the closest to us and marked pink is 1.9 lunar distances. That's about twice the distance from Earth to the Moon, and that's about 60 feet across. And other than that, they're not dangerous. But of course, they're finding new ones all the time. Now, the space weather balloons also study they're equipped to study radiation and detect cosmic rays, and they're force very cosmic rays are very dangerous because they can seed clouds, trigger lightning, and penetrate commercial planes. Other studies also link cosmic rays with cardiac arrhythmias and sudden cardiac deaths in general population, and the latest measurements show that cosmic rays are intensifying with an increase of more than 18% since 2015. Now, why are cosmic rays intensifying? The main reason is the sun. The solar storm clouds, such as the coronal mass ejections, the CMEs, sweep aside the cosmic rays when they pass by Earth. And during solar maximum, CMEs are abundant, and cosmic rays are, of course, held at bay. But now, however, the solar cycle is swinging towards solar minimum, that allows cosmic rays to return to Earth. Another reason could be the weakening of Earth's magnetic field, which helps protect us from deep space radiation. Now, why is the magnetic field weakening? Well, they don't know why the Earth's magnetic field is weakening. Anyway, this is on space weather, and I'll leave links below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.